Welcome to week 2 of the lead generation coaching program. We have our now very familiar graph in front of you, the lead generation database flow model. Today we are going to continue to work on the left-hand side of our MET database in our 8x8. We are going to be building our relationships with our customers, clients, sphere of influence by touching them in one way, shape, or form every week over a 10-week period in order to concrete ourselves in their mind and to set them on simmer to be hot and ready to give our name out whenever they have an opportunity to have a conversation about real estate, right? We want our name to come out first. So if you remember, last week we started with week 1 of our program, and you added each day of the week, Monday through Friday, you added 5 contacts to the 8x8 KW Prosperity Smart Plan. After you added those 5 contacts to the Smart Plan, you went over to the task section of Command, and you saw that that Smart Plan automatically generated for you a daily task to send a prosperity flyer with your card attached, quick sticky note, and a hand-addressed envelope to their home. So this week, because it is a compounding program, you are going to add 5 people every day this week, Monday through Friday, to the 8x8 KW Prosperity Smart Plan in Command. Once you add those people every day to the program, you are going to hit your task button again in Command. When you hit your task button in Command, you are going to see 2 things there now. You are going to see the Prosperity Flyer task to go to the people that you added today and the remainder of this week. And you are also going to see a task that was assigned to you via Command to set up the people from last week and electronically send them the neighborhood nurture through Command. You are going to assign every client that you're working with this week in Neighborhood Nurture the bi-weekly Neighborhood Nurture Smart Plan. The Neighborhood Nurture Smart Plan is based on the location where your customers and clients live, and it sends them a email every 2 weeks with an update of everything that's going on in their neighborhood. The best thing about it is it's fix it and forget it. So each week you are going to be adding 5 people a day as we move through this program in the neighborhood nurture. Command will remind you who needs to be done what on what day. So you don't have to keep track of this stuff. It will all be in your tasks for you because you have assigned them the KW Prosperity Plan. Okay, so I'm going to hand this over to Christina, and she is going to show you how to set up the Neighborhood Nurture Smart Plan through Command.
Hi everyone. So today we're going to be going over how to set contacts up on the monthly or bi-weekly Neighborhood Nurture Smart Plan in Command. So you might know them as drip campaigns, but in Command they're called Smart Plans. So what I'm going to be doing is sharing my screen. So when you first log into Command, your dashboard might look something like this. You may have some tasks here that you need to check off. But like I was saying, we're going to be covering Smart Plans. So where we want to go first is the actual Smart Plans applet within Command. And you're probably wondering, where is an applet? What is an applet? How do I find that? So over on the left-hand side of the screen, these little icons, they're called applets. And in order to bring out the names of each applet, instead of hovering over them, you'll just click on the KW in the top left-hand corner. So we're going to go to the Smart Plans applet, and that's about the 4th one down. So if you're a brand new agent and you've never gone into Command before, your screen's going to say you don't have any Smart Plans yet. So think of Smart Plans kind of like apps. In order to actually use them, you need to download them first. So in this case, where we want to go to download the Smart Plan is the Smart Plan library. So if you look at the top of the screen, it's going to say My Smart Plans, and right next to where it says My Smart Plans, it says Library. So we'll click on that. And what this is the entire Smart Plan library, similar to the App Store. There's a bunch of different things in here in which you yourself can go in and download and then set contacts up on. So in this case, we're focused on the biweekly or the monthly neighborhood nurture smart plan. So if we keep scrolling down, one of the first smart plans that comes up under Keller Williams is the biweekly neighborhood nurture. So if we wanted to add the smart plan, we'll click add smart plan down below. Now, sometimes it'll ask if you want to rename the smart plan, but in my opinion, there's really no need. So just leave it as it is, and then just click the download bar over on the right-hand side. It won't let me download it just because I already have the smart plan downloaded to my library, so you can't download two of the same smart plan. And if you were ever interested in viewing what the steps of each smart plan cover, right next to where it says add smart plan, there is a view steps option, so you are able to see what is being sent out on your behalf. So in this case, it sends out an automated email every 15 days, and then it waits and repeats that same email just with updated market information. So again, you can click add smart plan and then it'll download to your smart plan library. So once we've gone ahead and downloaded that, we'll just go back to where it says my smart plans, and we can see that the smart plan is now within our own library. So just briefly covering what these are, in this case, it'll show you how many contacts are currently set up on the smart plan. If there's a dash, that means that no contacts are set up on it. Created means when the smart plan was downloaded to your library or when you yourself had gone ahead and downloaded it. Duration, how long the smart plan lasts. And then total touches. So how many times is the contact being touched? How many times are they receiving something? So if you wanted to set up, let's say, one person on this smart plan, I'll show you how you can do that, as well as showing you how you can set up numerous people on the smart plan. So in this case, we'll go back to the dashboard. Don't want to confuse anyone here. And two things about this smart plan that absolutely need to be assigned to a contact in order for the smart plan to go out. Number one, you need a valid email address. And number two, you need a neighborhood or a physical address assigned to a contact. So from here, we're going to go to the actual contacts applet. So before we were in the smart plans applet, and now we want to go to the contacts applet. Again, we'll click on that KW in the top left-hand corner, and we'll go down to where it says contacts. So let's say that you met someone at an open house and you want to set them up on this biweekly neighborhood nurture smart plan. What I'm going to do is create a test contact and show you how you can put all of their information in. So in this case, let's click add contact in the top right hand corner, that little blue bar, and then just fill all of that contact's info out. So in this case, I'll just use myself. Again, you absolutely need a valid email, so don't forget to put that here. And then a phone number if you want. I'll just do the offices. Okay, so we have the contact's first name, we have the contact's email, and the contact's phone number. Like I was saying, you also want an address assigned to a contact. So if we keep scrolling down in the contact's card, it'll ask for a lead source type or a tag. Right under tag, it says add more information, and we want to make sure to click that. So same thing, it's going to ask if we want to put additional contact information in, about, or custom. If we want to add an actual address, we'll click on this additional contact information. Now, some of the information will say, is there a preferred method of contact that this contact uses? So whether they check emails frequently, or they're better at texting or a phone call. But if we keep scrolling, it's going to say addresses here and then a primary address. So let's say that you met them at an open house. Let's use the office's address as an example. Type in that address and then command registers or recognizes where that physical address is. Keep in mind, please double check that the town and the state are correct, because if it's Grove Street, Center Street, Main Street, we all know how many there are of those across the country. So again, we'll make sure that this address is correct and we'll select it for the contact. So now that we have an email address and a primary address assigned to the actual contact, we'll go ahead and create it. And now this contact is within my database. So now I want to set them up on the neighborhood nurture smart plan. So let me go ahead and find myself. and I will click on my name. So if you keep scrolling down, sometimes primary addresses usually pull over neighborhoods. In the chance that it doesn't, super simple fix. What we'll do is we'll just click this add neighborhood bar right on the left hand side of the screen. And then we can search for that neighborhood either by name or find it on a map. So in this case, if I wanted to search Packanack Lake, I'll just type that in. Again, making sure that the state and the town are correct. So we'll go ahead and select that. And what it does is it pulls up that neighborhood. So now on the right hand side of the contacts card, it says that the contact is subscribed to this neighborhood. If you're not familiar with the town, don't worry. There are suggested neighborhoods at the bottom of the screen so that you're able to select multiple neighborhoods for this contact. So if I wanted to do Upper Packanack Lake as well, I'll go ahead and select that. And again, I can also go ahead and find it on a map. So if I wanted to, it'll pull up my actual location. And then let's say that I wanted to zoom in. Anything within these green shapes, they're recognized as neighborhoods. So you can select them and then save them to the actual contacts card. But I'll just leave it as the Packanack as an example. So now that I have a valid email address and I have my neighborhoods assigned to the contact, we can set them up on a smart plan. So on the right-hand side of the contacts card, we're currently under the timeline tab. Where we want to go is the smart plan tab. So right in the middle where it says smart plans, we'll go ahead and click on that. And it'll show that the contact is currently not set up on any smart plan. So in this case, we can either click add to smart plan or that little blue plus button down at the right-hand side of the screen. And what it does is it pulls up all the smart plans that we have gone ahead and downloaded from the library where we were before. So if the biweekly or the monthly neighborhood nurture smart plan is the only one that you downloaded, only one of the smart plans will show up on this in your case. So we'll go ahead and select that smart plan. And then it will ask if we want to start the smart plan immediately or if we want to schedule them for a later date. So we all agree the sooner the better. Just have it pre-selected as that start now and click confirm. Once again, it'll tell you all the steps of the smart plan. So sending out an automated email, waiting 2 weeks, and then repeating with additional contact information or market information, with that neighborhood. If you see this red wording up here, don't worry about Twilio. It has nothing to do with the monthly or weekly by neighborhood nurture smart plan. And we'll go ahead and click confirm. So it will say contact information will update shortly, and that means that the contact has then successfully been subscribed to this smart plan. Now you may be wondering what's being sent out, what kind of email is it? I don't know what the recipient is receiving in their inbox, but luckily, when we were adding that neighborhood over on the left-hand side, if we keep scrolling down, there are 2 options down from where that map is. There's a copy link or a preview. If we click preview, it will actually bring us to a website filled with all listings within those neighborhoods. So let's just click preview. And in this case, any listing that is within those neighborhoods will then show up. So it's not just Keller Williams listings, but all listings in general. So if they were ever interested, they can save any of these properties, or they can message you if they were ever interested in learning more about adding more neighborhoods, stuff like that. I also want to mention that let's say that they weren't actually interested in Packanack Lake, for an example. Let's say that they were looking in North Hilden. They can actually draw a specific section on the map that they were interested in. And then what command does is it recognizes within that vicinity how many listings are currently active. So then all of those properties will then show up on the contacts card. So if we go back to command, let's see if I can refresh the page. If we go back to the contacts card, it will show that that email was sent out and the contacts is successfully subscribed. Once the contact has played around with that email that comes into their inbox, you, as their agent, will then be able to see on the contacts card when they viewed the smart plan, what properties they viewed, as well as the neighborhoods that they viewed, down to the date and time. So let's say in the off chance that they don't reach out to you first, you also are able to establish a connection and, ask if they're interested in any of the properties that they've currently viewed. So that's setting up a contact on a smart plan. If you have any questions, please reach out to me and I'd be happy to answer them.